Good morning and welcome to this lecture. We will be solving few more numericals related to entropy. Now if you consider this numerical, we had seen there are different types of numericals in entropy. Okay, so this is related to change in entropy of universe. Okay, here you can see it is asked in the question, calculate the change of entropy change of the universe. Okay, and there are three cases given here, and for these three cases we have to find change in entropy of the universe. So we'll read the data, we will draw the diagram to understand and then we will solve. So we'll start with the numerical, calculate the entropy change of the universe as a result of the following processes. So first case A, a copper block of 600 gram mass with Cp of 150 joule per Kelvin at 100 degree Celsius is placed in a lake at 8 degree Celsius. So I'll draw a lake. And in the lake I am placing a copper block. Okay, so what is the temperature of the lake given? Temperature of the lake is 8 degrees Celsius. And what is the mass of the copper block? So if you consider this is copper block, so MC, mass of copper block, is 600 gram. Means it will be 0.6 kg. And Cp of the copper, okay, that data is given here. Cp of copper is equal to 150 joule per Kelvin. Now please recall what should be the unit of Cp. If we consider Cp is specific heat, okay, I'll write it down. If we are considering Cp as specific heat, what is the unit of Cp? So unit of Cp which we use in thermodynamics, okay, for simplicity, it is what? Kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Okay, or you can even use joule per kg Kelvin. Okay, but if you observe over here, what is the unit of Cp given? Joule per Kelvin. It is not joule per kg Kelvin. What is the unit given? Joule per Kelvin. So is this unit correct or is this unit wrong? So to answer this question, this is a term which is called heat capacity. Okay, now this is actually capital Cp. So I'll write it down. I'll use some other symbol over here. So this is capital Cp. Now this is called heat capacity. Now heat capacity unit will be kilojoule per Kelvin or it will be joule per Kelvin. And if you see this question here, joule per Kelvin is given, meaning this is not specific heat, it is heat capacity, and heat capacity is equal to, this is equal to mass into Cp. So if you multiply this unit by mass in kg, this kg and kg will get cancelled and you will get unit joule per Kelvin. And here you can observe this unit is joule per Kelvin. So that is why whatever Cp value is given over here, it is heat capacity and not specific heat. So this is very important to understand, otherwise what will happen in the formulas, what we have m, Cp, log and some ratio is there. So if m Cp is there, then don't use this, don't multiply m for this Cp, because this Cp is what? Specific heat where already mass is considered. So here this mass is given just to confuse you. So what you will do, you will consider this mass and you will multiply it with Cp. So you will get answer, wrong answer. Okay, so don't consider this mass. This is what? Heat capacity, which whatever value is given here, that is already taken into consideration mass of this copper block. Okay, so this is very important point. Now this copper is what? Copper is solid. Okay, and lake, if you consider lake, in lake we have water, and water is what? Liquid. Now here lake is given at temperature of 8 degrees Celsius. What we have to consider over here, this copper block is system, and this lake, we will consider this lake as reservoir. Why reservoir? Because if you consider 6 gram, okay, lake is very huge, okay, and if you consider copper block of 100 degrees Celsius in the lake, which is very large, okay, in that case, locally, because of the heat transfer, locally the water may get heated up. But if you consider lake as a whole, it is what? It is a reservoir. So even though that copper block temperature is 100, but that mass is very small. So the temperature of lake will not change in that case. So here you can say that temperature of lake is remaining constant, and this lake is considered as what? Reservoir. So what is asked over here, we have to find the entropy change of the universe. Now what is entropy change of universe? System plus surrounding. So here we will find entropy change of copper block, and then we will find entropy change of the reservoir. And what will be the entropy change of universe? It will be entropy change of copper block plus entropy change of reservoir. And that should be what? Greater than or equal to 0. Okay, that is entropy principle. Principle of increase of entropy. So we will write down case A. Case A. I have drawn the diagram for case A. Okay. Now the same thing, I'll write it down over here. Lake is a reservoir. Now understand this. What will happen? We are considering this lake as reservoir. Okay, so its temperature will remain constant. What is its temperature? 8 degrees Celsius. So if the copper block is placed inside the lake, what will be the final temperature? Initial temperature of copper block, it is given in the question, right? So I'll write down the temperature of the copper block. The temperature of the copper block is 100 degrees Celsius. So 100 plus 273, 373 Kelvin. Okay, so what will be the final temperature of the copper block? Now this copper block is at 100 degrees Celsius and lake is at 8 degrees Celsius. So there is temperature difference. So what will happen? This copper block will give its heat to the lake. Okay, and what will happen? Finally, the 100 degrees Celsius temperature will get reduced to 8 degrees Celsius. So finally what will happen? That will be T final. So that same thing is written here. So the T final of the copper will be what? 8 degrees Celsius. Now when copper block is at 8 degrees Celsius, both lake and copper block are in thermal equilibrium. Okay. Did you understand this? Thermal equilibrium, when the temperature of this copper block, initially it is 100 degrees Celsius and lake temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. So what will happen? There is temperature difference, so copper will lose its heat to the lake, and finally after some amount of time the copper temperature will also become 8, and temperature of reservoir and temperature of copper both will become 8. So you can say that it is thermal or thermodynamic equilibrium. Okay. So now at that time we will achieve equilibrium, and what will be the temperature of the copper block? In that case, final temperature, it will be 8 degrees Celsius or 281 Kelvin. Now if you go back to the formula list of entropy, we had developed all the formulas in the previous lecture. So there we are seeing entropy change for solids and liquid. So copper is solid and water in the lake is liquid. So we have to use the same formula. H2 minus S1 is mc log T2 by T1. Now the thing is that in the question, that value of Cp, what it is given, it is actually mass into C. It is heat capacity. So what will be our formula now? We have to modify the formula. It will be what? Actually it will be Cp log T final by T initial. Okay, now don't use this S2 and S1 notation. What I can say over here, this is actually S final minus S initial is equal to MC log T final by T initial. We'll use T final by T initial notations like this because it's not necessary. In this case, it might be S2 and S1. But if there is a cycle, there is a particular cycle, okay, so we cannot use this S2 minus S1 everywhere. The process might be 3 to 4. So here you will write S4 minus S3. In that case, appropriately you have to change the temperature or whatever notations are there. Okay, so I am using over here some different notations. So we'll go back to the numerical. Or first we will consider copper. So delta S, change in entropy for copper. What will be this equation? It will be M small Cp log T final by T initial. Now already in the question, this MCP value is given by capital Cp. So don't again multiply by this mass. Okay, so what I'll write capital Cp, that is heat capacity, log T final by T initial. Now what is the Cp value for copper? It is given, Cp value is 150 joule per Kelvin. Now here unit is not kilojoule per Kelvin. Okay, this is not the unit, we have joule per Kelvin unit. So I'll write down, this is 150 multiplied by log. What is the final temperature of copper and divided by initial temperature of copper. So what is the final temperature of copper? Finally, the copper will reach 281 Kelvin. That is lake temperature, 8 degrees Celsius. And what is the initial temperature of copper? Initial temperature is what? 373 Kelvin. So log of 281 divided by 373. So if you calculate this, you will get delta S for copper as minus 42.4836. Now what will be unit of this change in entropy? Unit will be what? Joule per Kelvin. Now if this Cp value is given in kilojoule per Kelvin, in that case the unit of entropy will be kilojoule per Kelvin. But in this numerical, unit of Cp is given as joule per Kelvin. So unit of entropy will also be what? Joule per Kelvin. Okay, but if this Cp is given, here the unit might be like this. It might be kilojoule per kg Kelvin, or it could be joule per kg Kelvin. Okay, this Cp is specific heat and this Cp is heat capacity. Okay, so here what I'll write, the unit will be joule per Kelvin. Okay, so this is delta S of copper. But this is not asked. Okay, what is our change in entropy of universe? So what we will do, now we will find delta S of lake. Now lake is what? Lake is gaining the heat. Na? Why? Because copper is initially at 100 degrees Celsius and lake is at 8 degrees Celsius. So there is temperature difference, so heat is rejected by the copper and heat is gained by the lake. So basically lake is gaining the heat. Now if you consider the reservoir, what is the entropy equation for the reservoir? Entropy change of a reservoir is given by plus minus magnitude of heat absorbed or heat given by the reservoir divided by temperature of reservoir. Now here, since the reservoir, that is lake, is absorbing the heat, we will use plus sign. We will not use this negative sign. So plus that heat value divided by temperature of the lake. So go back to the numerical. I'll write down the equation. Delta S for lake will be what? It will be plus Q, heat absorbed by the lake. So what is this Q? I'll write down the name a full form over here first, the meaning of that Q first. Heat gained by lake, divided by temperature of lake. Now the thing is, we cannot directly find what is the heat gained by the lake, because here the lake temperature is remaining constant. But what we can use first law of thermodynamics. What is that? Energy remains constant. So whatever heat is given by the copper block, the same heat is received by the lake. So instead of writing heat gained by lake, I can write heat lost by copper block. So it will be same thing, but it will be positive, okay? Plus heat lost by copper. Okay, we are actually not interested in heat lost by copper. We are interested in calculating heat gained by lake. Okay, but that we will get using this part. Divided by the temperature of lake, it will remain as it is. Now don't get confused over here. Here it is written heat lost by copper and you have to take negative. It's not like that. We are actually finding heat gained by the lake. So we have to take this Q as positive. But that Q we are calculating using heat lost by copper. So here we will have positive sign only. Okay, now what will be the heat lost by the copper? It will be plus of mass of copper into small cp of copper into delta T of copper. Okay, copper, what is the delta T of copper? That we have to write. Divided by temperature of lake, TL. Okay, now mass of copper into specific heat of copper is given in the question directly as what? Heat capacity. And what is the unit of that? It is 150 joule per Kelvin. So I'll write down that value. This will be directly 150 joule per Kelvin into delta T of copper. Now what is the delta T of copper? Higher temperature of copper is what? 100. And lower temperature of copper is what? 8. So we will write what? 100 minus 8. We already know that it is heat lost by the copper. Okay, so I'll write down in bracket 100 minus 8 divided by what is the temperature of lake? Temperature of lake is 8 degrees Celsius. But please remember that temperature difference you can write in degree Celsius. But whenever there is division of temperature, that value should be in Kelvin. So this value should be in Kelvin. So 8 plus 273, we will get 281. Okay, now here you can say that here I am writing this is delta T of copper. So actually it should be T final of copper minus T initial of copper. What is T final of copper? 8. What is T initial of copper? 100. Okay, so here you will get what? Here you will get negative answer. But we are not taking that. Why? Because we already know that what is meaning of this negative sign? Negative sign means it is heat lost. And already we are writing over here heat lost by the copper. Okay, so since we are writing over here heat lost by the copper, we know that that value will be negative. Okay, so that is why I am writing over here 100 minus 8 and not 8 minus 100. And actually we are not interested in heat lost by the copper. We are interested in heat gained by the lake. And it should be positive. Okay, so if you take over here 8 minus 100, then this value will become negative. Okay, and that is not acceptable. Here heat is gained by the lake, na? So this value should be positive. Okay, so we can find this value now. Delta S for lake, this value will be equal to 49.1103 joule per Kelvin. So now we have delta S of copper and we have delta S of lake. But what is asked in the question? In question it is asked to find entropy change of the universe. Okay, for these three cases. So for case A, what will be entropy change of universe? I'll write that delta S of universe will be equal to delta S of copper plus delta S of lake. Delta S of copper is negative value. Okay, so I'll write down this value, minus 42.4836, plus delta S of lake, it is 49.1103. So delta S of universe for case A will be 6.6267 joule per Kelvin, which is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so this answer is correct. This is answer for case A. We will see case B now. What is case B? Understand the case B. The same block, means this copper block, at 8 degrees Celsius. Okay, now the copper block temperature is also what? 8 degrees Celsius in case B, is dropped from a height of 100 meter into the lake. Okay, so I'll draw the diagram for this situation. So next is case B. In case B, what is given? We have a reservoir or lake whose temperature is 8 degrees Celsius, and we have a copper block whose temperature is also what? 8 degrees Celsius, and it is dropped from a height. It is given in the question. We will see the height. The same copper block at 8 degrees Celsius is dropped from a height of 100 meter into the lake. So the height of that copper block from the lake is 100 meter. Okay, you can consider any height, maybe the bottom or top, it doesn't matter. Okay, we have to just find what is the entropy change. So I'll write over here 100 meter. Okay, now here what will happen? Understand the case over here. What will happen when copper block temperature is also 8 degrees Celsius and lake temperature is also 8 degrees Celsius. But what will happen? This copper block is having potential energy. Okay, it is at a particular height. Okay, suppose consider this bottom. Okay, instead of writing like this, I'll consider the bottom of the lake like this. Okay, so what will happen? This copper block is having certain height, that is potential energy. So when this is dropped, that potential energy is getting converted into what? Kinetic energy. Velocity is increasing. Finally, the block will hit the bottom of the lake. And what will happen? Because of the heating, that all the energy, okay, whatever the potential energy is there, it gets converted into kinetic energy, and that kinetic energy, it is getting converted into heat because of the striking of this copper block with the lake, and that heat gets dissipated in the lake. Okay, so we have to find what is that amount of heat which is being dissipated in the lake. So I'll write down the statement over here. Work is converted to heat. And absorbed by water. Okay, so if you consider copper, okay, it is solid. So what is the entropy change for a solid? It will be mc log T final by T initial. Okay, but if you consider this copper block initial temperature is 8, and inside the lake its temperature will again be 8 only after it comes in equilibrium. So what will happen? The copper block will strike the reservoir, and there will be heat generation. That heat gets dissipated in the lake, but the copper block temperature finally it will again be what? 8 degrees Celsius only after heat transfer. Okay, so here there is no delta T in case of copper, meaning here there is no change in temperature of copper. So delta S of copper will be 0. Okay, but if you consider now lake part, this lake is gaining some heat after the striking. So what will be that heat? That heat will be equivalent amount of work by law of conservation of energy, first law of thermodynamics. So what is the work? Okay, work is potential energy or kinetic energy. Okay, we cannot find velocity over here. So what I'll do, I'll consider potential energy. It will be mgz or mgh. What is the mass of the copper block? Mass of the copper block is given in the question. It is 600 gram. So it will be 0.6 kg. So 0.6 into acceleration due to gravity, we will consider 9.81 meter per second square into z. Now what is the height over here? 100 meter. So multiplied by 100. So this value will be 588.6 joule. Okay. Now in order to convert this joule to kilojoule, we need to divide this by 1000. Okay, that we will not do in this case. Now we have got this value of work. Now this work is getting converted into equivalent amount of heat once the copper block strikes the bottom of the lake. Okay, so here I will write this is equal to Q. And what is this Q? Q is the heat gained by the water which is present in the lake. So delta S of lake will be what? Delta S of lake, it will be heat gained by the lake. So I'll write down plus Q divided by temperature of the lake. Okay, since lake is a reservoir, what equation we have to use? We have to use this equation, and heat is absorbed by the reservoir, right? So we have to use plus. So this value, it will be equal to plus Q. So plus Q is 588.6 joule divided by what is the temperature? Temperature of the lake is 8 degrees Celsius. So 8 plus 273. It will be 281 Kelvin. So delta S of lake, that value is equal to 2.0946 joule per Kelvin. Now what finally is asked in the question? Delta S of universe, right? So delta S of universe will be delta S of copper plus delta S of lake. Delta S of copper is 0 plus delta S of lake is 2.0946 joule per Kelvin. So delta S of universe will be equal to 2.0946 joule per Kelvin. Again, this is greater than or equal to 0. This is greater than 0. Okay, so this condition is satisfied. So our answer is correct. Okay, next we will see case C. Now what is case C? Two such blocks meaning two copper blocks. And such means what? Your mass is not given, na? So both the blocks will have 600 gram mass. And Cp value will also be same. Okay, it's not specifically mentioned in case C. So basically, instead of taking mass and then Cp, that is specific heat, we will directly consider capital Cp, that is heat capacity, and it will be same. Okay, so what is given here? Two such copper blocks at 100 and 0 degree Celsius are joined together. In that case, what is the change in entropy of universe? So I'll write down now case C. So case C. What is this case? We have, so this is copper block 1 and this is copper block 2. Okay, so this is copper block 2. Now both the blocks have same mass, they have same Cp value. Okay. So what I can write over here, we have to find change of entropy of universe. Okay. So what I'll write? I'll write heat given by 1. Okay. What is the temperature of 1? We'll go back to the question. One copper block is having 100 temperature, other copper block is having 0 degree Celsius temperature. So I'll write down the temperatures. So copper block 1 is having temperature of 100 degree Celsius, or you can say 373 Kelvin. And copper block 2, it is having temperature of 0 degree Celsius, or we can say 273 Kelvin. Okay, so what I'll write? Heat. Now higher temperature is of 1, lower temperature is of second copper block. So heat will transfer from where to where? From copper block 1 to copper block 2. There will be heat transfer. So I'll show the direction of heat transfer over here. Okay, so this will be direction of heat transfer. Now whatever heat is lost by 1, the same amount of heat Q is gained by second copper block. Okay, so I'll write down heat given by 1 is equal to heat absorbed or gained by second copper block. Okay, so what is the heat given by the first copper block? Suppose the equilibrium temperature is T final. Okay, T final is the equilibrium temperature. Meaning what will happen? This initially temperature is 100. Its temperature will increase or decrease if it is in contact with 0 degree Celsius copper block. Decrease. So this T final for copper block will be what? It will be less. And if you consider block number 2, its temperature is 0 and it's in contact with 100 degree Celsius. So 0 temperature will rise. Okay, and it will reach what? T final. So what you can say here, we can understand what should be the range of T final. That T final will be between 100 degree Celsius and 0 degree Celsius. So what is the heat given by copper block 1? Okay, it will be mass of copper block 1 into small Cp of copper block 1 into temperature difference. Okay, higher temperature minus lower temperature. Now what is the higher temperature of copper block 1? It is 100, and that temperature is reducing to T final. So what I can write? I can write 100 minus T final. We are writing over here higher temperature minus lower temperature. We are not writing here T final minus T initial. Remember that. Okay, so this will be equal to heat absorbed by second copper block. What will be that? Mass of second copper block into Cp of second copper block into delta T of second copper block. What will be delta T? Initial temperature is 0. Final temperature is Tf, and this final temperature is greater. Okay, why? Because 0 degree Celsius, when it comes in contact with 100 degree Celsius copper block, its temperature will increase. So Tf will be greater than 0. So what I'll write? Tf minus 0 degree Celsius. Okay, now here since this is temperature difference, I can write this in degree Celsius also. Okay, you can even write this Tf, this 100, you can, instead of 100, you can write here 373. And instead of 0 here you can write 273. Then whatever Tf value I am getting, that will be in Kelvin. Now since I have substituted the values over here in degree Celsius, whatever Tf I will get, that will be in degree Celsius only. Okay, so from here what will happen? Both the blocks, copper blocks are having same mass, same Cp. So it will get cancelled. Okay, so here I get T final value as 50 degree Celsius, which is equal to 323 Kelvin. So what is meaning of this? 100 degree Celsius copper block, when it comes in contact with 0 degree Celsius, provided the mass and Cp value are same, Okay, final temperature is what, and we are not considering the surrounding. Okay, we are keeping this two copper blocks isolated. Why? Because if surrounding temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, so again after coming in equilibrium this 50, again there will be heat transfer to the surrounding. So we are not considering the surrounding over here. Please remember that. We are only considering two copper blocks. Okay, and after the heat transfer, their equilibrium temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now what we will do, we will find delta S for first copper block. Now if you go to the entropy formula list, what is entropy change for solids? S final minus S initial is mc log T final by T initial. So write down this. Delta S of copper block 1, it will be what? M small cp, that is specific heat, log T final by T initial for copper block 1. Now this M into Cp is given in the question as capital Cp, that is heat capacity, and what is that value? It is 150. So we will directly write down that value. Okay, now again don't multiply by mass, okay, for that 150. So it will not be 0.6 into 150, we have to directly take this as 150. So 150 log. What is the final temperature of copper block 1? It is 323 Kelvin. So log 323 divided by, what is the initial temperature of copper block 1? It is 373. So 373 Kelvin. Now when you are writing entropy formula, here we have T final by T initial, this value should be in Kelvin. Okay, so here if I calculate delta S for copper block 1, that value is minus 21.5889 joule per Kelvin. Now why this is negative? Why this is negative? You can understand it from the diagram. Okay, here you can see this copper block 1, it is rejecting heat, and whenever there is heat rejection, change in entropy is what? Negative. Okay, so that is why here we are getting negative change in entropy. Next we will find change in entropy for copper block 2. That will be again what? Mass of copper block 2 into Cp of copper block 2 log T final of copper block 2 upon T initial of copper block 2. Now this M into Cp, I can again replace it by capital Cp. Okay, so don't forget that. So this will become heat capacity into log T final for block 2 upon T initial of block 2. Now this capital Cp value, it is given 150 joule per Kelvin multiplied by log T final upon T initial. What is T final for copper block 2? Initially temperature is 0 degree Celsius, or initially temperature is 273 Kelvin, and final temperature of block 2 is 323 Kelvin. So T final by T initial will be 323 divided by 273. So if I solve this, I will get delta S for copper block 2 as 25.227 joule per Kelvin. But what is asked? To find delta S of universe. So delta S of universe will be, here we are not considering surrounding. Okay, so delta S of universe is what? Usually system plus surrounding, but here we are not considering surrounding because surrounding temperature is not given. Okay, it might happen that it might be given in the question that once this achieves the equilibrium, both the copper block, what is the final temperature of both the blocks? 50 degrees Celsius. Then again there is heat transfer between these two blocks and the surrounding, which is at 25. Then you will write delta S of universe as delta S of block 1 plus delta S of block 2 plus delta S of surrounding. That will give delta S of universe. But in this case, what we will write? Delta S of universe is delta S of block 1 plus delta S of block 2. Both the values are known. Okay, so delta S of block 1 is minus 21.5889 plus delta S of block 2 25.227. So delta S of universe for case 3, let me check the answer. Delta S of universe is 3.6381 joule per Kelvin. Now again this value is greater than 0, so this is acceptable value. Our answer is correct. So we have completed with this question. I will summarize this question, what we have seen. What were the 3 cases? Okay, we had a copper block. Okay, we have basically for all the 3 cases A, B and C, we have to find entropy change of the universe. Okay, what was the first case? Copper block of 600 gram is placed in the lake. This is first case. Second case is what? Same copper block at 8 degrees Celsius. Okay, same copper block at 8 degrees Celsius is dropped in the lake from a height of 100 meters. We have to find delta S of universe. And third case, case C, what was that? 2 copper blocks of same mass and C P value are connected, and we have to find delta S of universe. Now remember that if you are having some other questions, like one is mass of steel, okay, this is steel, and second is copper, and both are connected together, both masses are different and specific heat values are different. Okay, in that case again you will use the same logic. Okay, but instead of this being cancelled, there you might have mass of steel, you might have mass of copper, and you might have Cp of steel, and you might have Cp of copper, like that. Okay, so the procedure will remain same, only the given mass of block and the case might change. Okay, but the procedure will remain same. Especially this type of questions, 2 solids are connected together, are many times asked in your university papers. Next question. Okay, so I will go through this question. Liquid water of mass 10 kg and temperature 20 degrees Celsius is mixed with 2 kg ice at -5 degrees Celsius. So what is given here? I will draw a diagram so that you can understand. We have a beaker, and inside this beaker we have water of mass 10 kg, and temperature of water is 20 degrees Celsius. Now it is mixed means we are placing ice inside this one, mixed with ice. Okay, so inside this we are keeping ice. What is the mass of ice? Mass of ice is 2 kg, and the temperature of ice is what? -5 degrees Celsius. What is given? Till equilibrium is reached. What is meaning of this? Water temperature, it will reduce from 20 degrees Celsius. Why? Because it is kept in contact with ice. Whereas, why? Because what will happen? Water will give its heat to ice. Ice will melt. So, ice will mix with water. Okay. So, what will happen? Heat is given by water to ice. Okay, same heat is given, so water will lose some amount of heat and same amount of heat is gained by this ice. So the water temperature will reduce, whereas the ice temperature, it will get converted into water, and the temperature will increase, and somewhere we will achieve equilibrium. Okay, and that equilibrium, let that temperature be TF, T final, for both water and ice. Basically this ice will get converted into water. So the resulting system, whatever it is, all water, that temperature, final temperature is suppose TF. Okay, now here the question arises, okay, the question arises whether this ice -5, okay, here there will be concept of sensible heat and latent heat. I will explain it to you. Okay, so here what I will give you an example. Here suppose -5 degrees Celsius ice is there. So this ice will get converted into 0 degrees Celsius ice. Then 0 to 0 ice will get converted into water. Then again there is heating of water and the temperature may rise. So what will happen, just I'll give you an example over here. For example, this value is, here this value will be 0 degree Celsius, and for example, I'll write here, example, this value is 2 degree Celsius. So what will happen, I'm talking about this ice, I am not talking about this outer water. So what will happen, this ice at -5 degree Celsius, it gets converted into ice at 0 degree Celsius. So it will lose some heat. That heat is sensible heat to water. Okay, sensible heat, it will lose where? To this outer water. Then what will happen? Water will remain ice will get converted into water, where there is change of phase, but the temperature is remaining same. So here we will have latent heat. So this ice is rejecting latent heat to this outer water. Okay, so I'll write down here, there will be latent heat. And we don't know now what is the T final temperature. Suppose this is T final temperature. So it might happen that this ice is getting converted into water and this 0 degree Celsius is only T final temperature. We don't know. So what we will do is, we will try to analyze whether the final temperature is 0 degree Celsius or it is getting heated to some other temperature. That we have to find. We are here completely in the dark. We don't know whether this temperature will be, final temperature will be 0 or it will be 2. Why we require this? Because again, if it is getting converted into 2, water is being heated. So what will happen here? There will be sensible heating of this water. Okay, this will be sensible heating. So basically, what is meaning of this diagram? Initially, we have ice at -5. It is absorbing heat from the water, getting converted to ice at 0. Again, it is absorbing heat from the water, and phase of that ice is changing. That ice will become water. Again, it is absorbing heat from the water, and that water temperature is increasing. Which water? The ice which is getting converted into water, that water I am talking about. Its temperature will increase to some other value. So that is sensible heating. But if you consider the outer water, this outer water, its temperature is initially 20. Its temperature will go on reducing. So what we are going to see over here, this ice, we'll assume that this ice is getting converted into water at 0, and this water, its temperature is reducing to water at 0. And both for ice and this water, equilibrium temperature is 0. So what is heat lost by water and what is the heat gain by the ice, that we will calculate. If these two heat values are same, meaning our assumption that water, both the equilibrium temperature is 0, that is correct. But if some value of heat is greater than other, meaning the equilibrium temperature is not 0. So what I'll do, first case I'll consider heat lost by water, heat by water to cool from 20 degree Celsius to 0 degree Celsius. So what will be that? Mass of water into specific heat of water into delta T. Mass of water is 10 kg into specific heat of water, you have to remember. Okay, it is 4. Whether it is given in the question? Yes, it is given in the question. Here you can see Cp of water is 4.18 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So we will take that value 4.18 into delta T of water. Now what we are assuming, delta T is 20 to 0, right? So I'll write down this delta T is 20 minus 0. So from here, if you calculate this Q value, I'll get this Q value as 836 kilojoule. Now I'll take the second case. What case I'll take? Second case, heat gained by ice. Heat gained by ice to convert ice at -5 degree Celsius to water at 0 degree Celsius. So we are considering that this ice will become water. So we have to consider sensible heat and latent heat. So what will be the sensible heat? Sensible heat will be mass of ice into Cp of ice into delta T of ice plus latent heat. Latent heat equation will be mass of ice into HFG, latent heat of ice. Okay, this is called, actually this is not HFG, it is called latent heat of fusion. Okay, I'll write for now HFG value. Okay, so mass of ice, what is the mass of ice given in the question? 2 kg. Okay, so 2 into Cp of ice is 2.09 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. 2.09 into delta T of ice. We are assuming that what is the delta T over here? 0 minus of minus 5. Okay, higher temperature is 0, lower temperature is minus 5. So 0 minus minus 5. This is sensible heat part. Okay, plus latent heat. Okay, so plus mass of ice is 2 into latent heat of ice is given in the question. What is that? Latent heat of fusion of ice is 334 kilojoule per kg. So this value will be 334. So if you calculate this, you will get this value as 688.9 kilojoule. Now if you consider here heat which we calculate, okay, heat lost by the water is 836 kilojoule, whereas heat gained by the ice is not matching this value. Meaning we are not getting equilibrium if we consider water, if we are considering this ice is getting converted into water. Okay, how I will explain you. See this value and see this value. This value is greater, meaning heat lost by the water is greater. So heat should, the water should lose less heat, meaning water will not get cooled from 20. Which water? I am talking about the beaker water. This beaker water will not be, it will not lose heat from 0 to, from 20 degrees Celsius to 0. Maybe that final temperature will be less than this. I mean, it will be greater than this. So final temperature is suppose 2 degrees Celsius, for example. Okay, so here what will happen? The temperature will change from 20 to suppose 2 degrees Celsius. So same way, when we are calculating heat gained by the ice, just a minute. If we are finding heat gained by the ice, we shouldn't stop at this location. We have to go up to 2 degrees Celsius. So what we need to do for ice, here we need to add plus some sensible heat. Okay, so the same thing I'll write down. Now we have idea. So I'll write down T final, that is TF, that is T final is above 0 degree Celsius. How we understand that this is above 0 degree Celsius? Because when water is being cooled, this is the amount of heat which water is rejecting. But if you see the ice, it is gaining less amount of heat. So actually this value should be equal. So basically what will happen, this whatever water is losing the heat, this value should become less. Then only it will match. And when it will become less, when this value is above 0 degree Celsius. So that is why I have written over here above 0 degree Celsius. So now I will write heat lost by water. Heat lost by water. By water means water in the beaker is equal to heat gained by ice. What is heat lost by water? Heat lost by water is only the sensible heat. Why sensible heat? Because we just now saw that T final is above 0. So that will be sensible heat. So mass of water into Cp of water into delta T for water equal to heat gained by ice. What will be that? It will be 3 heats now. It will be sensible heat to convert ice from minus 5 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius. Then ice will get converted into water by rejecting the latent heat. So latent heat, and again we have already discussed that T final is above 0 degree Celsius. So there will be this process also, sensible heating. So water will be sensibly heated. Which water? Which is getting converted to ice, not the outer water. Okay, don't get confused. So there will be sensible heating. So we have to consider three components of heat over here. So I'll write down the equations now. So basically to this value we have to add one more heat. So I'll write down this value directly as it is. 688.9. This will be there. Plus what will be the sensible heat? Mass of water, Cp of water, and delta T of water. Now this water is different, this water is different. Okay, don't get confused. So left hand side, what is the water? It is in the beaker. What is the mass of that water? It is 10 kg. So 10 kg multiplied by Cp of water. What is that? 4.18 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So Cp of water is 4.18 into what is the delta T for water? It will be the water temperature is what? It is reducing from 20 degrees Celsius to T final. So 20 minus T final. 20 minus T final. This is equal to 688.9 plus mass of water. Now this mass of water is what? Actually it will be mass of ice, equal to mass of ice. So what is that ice mass? Mass of ice is 2 kg. So even though here it is written mass of water, okay, this mass of water will be what? Actually this mass of water will be mass of ice. Okay, so what is that mass of ice? 2 kg multiplied by Cp of water. Now that ice has converted into water. Okay, so we have to consider this Cp of water only. Okay, and Cp of water is, okay, this ice I will write it over here. This will become mass of ice only. Okay, and the Cp of water will be what? 4.18. And now what about the delta T? Okay, delta T, if you see, water is at 0 degree Celsius and it is rejecting the sensible heat. Okay, and it is getting converted into what? It is getting converted into 2 degree Celsius water. Okay, so what I'll write down over here? Final temperature minus initial temperature. What is the initial temperature there? Initial temperature is 0. Okay, so that will be 0 degree Celsius. 0 degree Celsius. Now actually if you see if you see this part, okay, this outer water is losing the heat to ice. So actually this is sensible heat gained by the ice. This is latent heat gained by the ice to convert this ice to water. Same way, this sensible heat is gained by the water at 0 degree Celsius to convert it into water at T final temperature. Actually it is not the heat lost, it is heat gained. Okay, so same thing is written here, heat gained. Okay, so if you calculate this, finally you will get answer of T final value is equal to 2.93 degree Celsius, which is equal to 275.93 Kelvin. Okay, now we have got T final. Now we can find delta S. Now we can find delta S. What is asked in the question? Find the change in entropy of the system. Now system is what? Together. We have to consider ice and water. Okay, so delta S of, we have to consider, first we will consider delta S of water. What will be that? Go back to the formula list. Here we have water. Okay, so it will be mc log T final by T initial for sensible heat. Okay, and for latent heat it will be mass into HFG. So I write down the equation. So for water which is rejecting the heat from 20 degree Celsius and getting converted into 2.93 degrees Celsius. We are calculating for that. So that will be what? Mass of water into Cp of water log T final for water upon T initial of water. Mass of water is how much? Mass of water is, go back to the diagram, 10 kg, and Cp is 4.18 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So 10 into 4.18 into log, what is the final temperature of the water? Water final temperature is this one, and initial temperature is 20 plus 273. So substitute the values in Kelvin. So 275.93 divided by initial temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. So 20 plus 273, 293 Kelvin. So from here I will get delta W, delta S for water, which is equal to minus 2.509, unit will be kilojoule per Kelvin. Now what we will do, we will consider ice. This ice is being heated from, heat is supplied from -5 to 0, then 0 to 0 latent heat is supplied, then 0 to final temperature, again sensible heat is supplied. And what is the final temperature? 2.93. So what I write? Delta S of ice is equal to mass of ice into Cp of ice log final temperature of ice upon initial temperature of ice, plus now the latent heat part, mass of ice into Hg divided by T. This is the entropy formula if water is getting converted into ice and the temperature is remaining same. This is the entropy formula. Plus, now that water is heated up, so mass of water, which is actually mass of ice, into Cp of water log T final upon T initial. Okay, now everywhere mass is remaining same. I'll complete this question and stop. Okay, mass of ice is how much? 2 kg into Cp of ice is 2.09 log. What is T final for ice? It is 0. So 0 plus 273, 273. And initial temperature of ice is -5. So -5 plus 273, it will be 268 Kelvin. Plus mass of ice is 2, latent heat of ice is 334 divided by the temperature of ice is 0 degree Celsius or water is 0 degree Celsius. So 273 plus mass of ice is again 2 into Cp of water is 4.18 given in question into log T final upon T initial. What is T final? We have calculated the equilibrium temperature. It is this one, 275.93. So 275.93 divided by initial temperature is 0 degree Celsius. So 273 Kelvin. So from here I can find delta S of ice, which is equal to 2.6133 kilojoule per Kelvin. And if I want to find delta S of isolated system, which is asked in the question, it will be delta S of water plus delta S of ice. If you add this if you add these two things, you will get delta S of universe. That value comes out to be 0.1043 kilojoule per Kelvin. So we will stop over here.